What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Papa JT, and Donald Trump strikes again. So recently on Twitter, Donald Trump dissed LeBron James. Now, the reason why he dissed LeBron James is because of an interview that I'm about to show you guys coming up after I get done reading this tweet by President Trump. President Trump tweeted out LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike. Now, this part of the interview is probably what triggered Donald Trump to tweet out this cryptic message. Here comes the clip.
There are kids who are selling water. I interviewed a little kid who wanted some action figures, and he was out doing stuff with his mom, and he got like the cops called on him. Like, how do you tell these kids, even with that, you know, when you're just living while black, how do you get them to keep going?
I think
you know the incidents I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely. And I think the best way to tell them to keep going is that no matter how successful you could become, no matter who you are, when you're an African American kid, man or female, you're always going to be going against obstacles. And it's either one or two things that you can do. You can allow it to affect you and for you to degrade, or you can allow it to empower you even more and to rise above it. And I think if we look at some of the greatest leaders of our time, you look at, Muhammad Ali, you look at Dr. Martin Luther King, and all the adversity they went through, they never let it down them. They always used it to say, okay, this is even more motivation. This is even more a way for me to even be more powerful. And and they're the reason why we are here today.
Your challenges become goals, and your haters become your motivators.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So you were talking about the using athletics to divide people.
Yeah.
You've heard what the man in charge, if I don't know what you want to call him, you've heard what the president has said about Marshawn, about Steph, about, it seems like it's
Kaepernick. Yeah.
Men of color who have means and a platform.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
What's up with that is all wrong, and it's not up, it's down. And for him to, like I said, use sports to kind of divide us is something I can't sit back and not say nothing.
Why'd you tweeted about a couple of days?
Absolutely.
You tweeted about Charlottesville. You tweeted about when Steph Curry, when you called him a bum.
Yeah.
But Steph had already said, I'm not going to the White House.
Yeah, he already said he wasn't going, and he tried to use it after that to say, well, you're not invited. Well, you can't uninvite me to something I've already said I'm not going to go to. And we all know Steph Curry, model citizen, great kid, come from a great background, great family. Great father, and so many different kids. So many kids, white, black, Hispanic, all different race, love what he's doing, and rightfully so. There's no reason for anyone to ever attack him, and that's I felt that.
Whenever there's something like he's in trouble, he can't wiggle his way out of something, he'll bring up the national anthem thing and kneeling or standing. Do you think he uses black athletes as a scapegoat?
At times. And more often than not. I believe he uses anything that's popular to try to negate people from thinking about the positive things that they could actually be doing, and try to get our minds to not be as sharp as possible right then. Just to, either from football players kneeling, you look at Kaepernick, who was protesting something that he believed in, and he did it in the most calm fashion way possible. Very respectful. He did all his due diligence. He was knowledgeable about it, and everyone knew why he did it. You look at all the NFL players that's still kneeling and things that.
Now, after watching that, I'm not finna get into politics here, but everybody knows that, Donald Trump has been sticking his nose into sports, and I agree with LeBron James. LeBron James said that Donald Trump is using sports to try to divide the country, and I feel that's exactly what he's trying to do. I feel like if he never said what he said about Colin Kaepernick probably would have been in the NFL right now. He spoke out against Marshawn Lynch, Stephen Curry not wanting to come to the White House, and I feel he is trying to divide the sports world. How do you guys feel about this? Do you guys agree with what LeBron James said? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe to the video, all that. And thanks for watching.